right, everybody, welcome to Follow Through Friday. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I'm sure everybody feasted and had lots of family and friend time yesterday, indulged in some wonderful desserts and food, and did all those things that we do on the holidays. So welcome back to Real Talk with Cristina and Tom. We took a day off yesterday to spend some time with our families. Hope you did too. Tonight we're going to talk about put it all moving forward. How do we get our goals and our dreams into action? We talk a lot, we plan a lot, but it comes down to making it work. And it's funny, writing our blogs today. When I wrote my blog this morning, when Cristina wrote her blog, we don't discuss what we're going to write. But I noticed when I read it, something very eerily similar. And I was writing this morning, and I was just kind of pissed off. And not pissed off in an angry, grumpy way, but I was just like, we talk all the time about planning and goal setting, and it's such BS all the time. We just, I have to prepare, I got to do this. Dude, just do the work. And when I read Christina's post, and I'm like, that's exactly what she said. It's like, just do the work. Just shut up and do it. Stop complaining about it. I always like to say the sun and the moon and the stars and all the planets have to be aligned for us to make any changes in our life. It's such crap. You just have to do it. Figure out what it is you want and go after it. And just do it. Tonight, Cristina, it's funny. I was reading an article on Elon Musk, who's the owner, creator of Tesla, the electric car company, SpaceX, rockets into space. And his dreams are so big and so out there. He has so many things in the works that are being created that he has ideas about, but more importantly, he's doing the work. He's working with the people to develop those dreams. He's not waiting for technology to be made. He's creating the technology. He's not waiting for him to get the okay or to see if this works or it doesn't. He's doing it. He's the one trying it and failing and trying again and failing. And that's what we have to do. And unfortunately, we try and then we fail and then we give up and we don't want to try again. Or maybe a little bit later, we'll try again, but it's a half-hearted effort. The amazing thing reading about him, there is no half effort. It's all in. It's all in. And he's created a world beyond anything anybody could have ever dreamt of, right? And so, Cristina, I'll throw it to you, and that's where we're at. We're at that stage where we have our goals, we write them down every day. We have our dreams, the things that we want to accomplish in our life, and who we want to be, and so forth. Now, what are we doing to get there?
Thanks, Tom. It's funny because we do not coordinate our blog posts. We kind of know what we're doing for the month as far as topics are concerned, and we know how we lay out our format of Real Talk, but Tom and I always end up being on the same page. So tonight, bear with us because we're going to try to get us live also on Facebook because we have, a few thousand followers on our main MBS page, and we want to get them over here to our YouTube channel, let them know that we're doing Real Talk here on our MBS Connection channel. So bear with us while Tom and I attempt to do this on it. So we are attempting to go live on Facebook at the same time we are going live on our YouTube channel. So we are now on Facebook. I'm waiting for Tom to pop up so I can invite him to share our Facebook live screen. It's kind of exciting. But back to what we were talking about, because Tom does have a point. There is just so much talk that you can do about setting goals and having action plans. You just have to get up and do it. At some point, you have to get out of your head and into the movement part of it. So again, we didn't even coordinate. We knew what we were going to be discussing tonight, but we did not coordinate exactly what was going to be said because we don't script our Real Talk shows. Hello, Tom, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Did you like me? You did like me.
I did.
All right. All right. So I don't know why Facebook is not cooperating with me. It's not letting me get my Tom on here. I just feel very upset. I need my the Batman to my Robin. This is complete and utter nonsense. I am going to figure this out probably by the end of the Real Talk show, but I am going to figure it out. Anyway, as always, we have live chat available, and you guys are going to be able to start calling in to ask us questions live. Tom will pop up at some point on Facebook, people. I promise. I'm going to attempt to make that happen anyway. But back to our topic. We weren't coordinating exactly what kind of script we were going to go with today because we don't script anything. We kind of just are who we are. But I woke up today and got just to the point where I was like, I really don't want to hear any whining anymore. And I'm tired of the excuse making. And guys, bear with me because I'm going to look back and forth between Facebook and YouTube. So just bear with us for a second. I don't want people in my life that are constantly making excuses, whether it's my personal or my professional life, that are making excuses as to why they can't get things done. We all have that person, and if you can't think of who that person is, you're the person in your circle who's like this, okay? Where you're constantly complaining about not being happy with your job situation, not being happy with your family situation, not being happy with your health situation, and you come up with every excuse. You know what you want it to be, but you come up with every excuse as to why you can't do that. I work too many hours, so I can't go work out. I have too many responsibilities at home, so I can't get my workouts in there. What's the point of trying to put forth more effort at work if it's not an even playing field? It's just every excuse in the book. I'm just so tired of it. And I'm especially tired of individuals who use other people as an excuse for why they do not do what they do. They throw it back on their spouse or they throw it back on their kids. You know, it's always, well, you don't understand. I really want to do this. We hear it, at least I hear it in the business development programs, in the coaching department, where it's like, I would do this, but my spouse isn't supportive. If I'm not bringing in the income, they're not going to support this transition. Okay, well, you're not bringing in the income now, so what you're telling me is they're already not supportive of your goal. So you can't even make a decision one way or the other because in the back of your head, you're already projecting what they're potentially going to be saying to you as a result of making a change. So you're not happy in the situation you're in now. You're not willing to do the work that you need to do to change that situation. So no matter what, you're going to stay miserable. Tom, I'm still working on getting you on Facebook here. We are live. Both of us are on our YouTube channel, guys, if you want to head over there. All right. So Tom, any thoughts on that? I know you read my blog today. You know where my head's at.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel the exact same way. You know, Follow Through Friday is really a summary of what we did Monday through Thursday. It's now just taking all the things that we learned and that we're giving to you guys and now implementing them. So we've given you track so to set your goals and to see if you're following through. We've talked to you about your mindset. 96 theses, right? Christina's theses.
My 96 theses. I love it, Tom. I love it.
Yeah, those things that you should be working on every single day. I'm not telling you to answer the entire 96 in one day. That's something to answer a few a day. Get through them and then don't just answer them and leave them. Really start to meditate on them and let them marinate with you. Say, wow, this is, I never really thought about it. I never wrote them down before. When I see it in front, sometimes when you see it in front of you, it's like, wow, that's how I feel. That's my life. Well, I'm not really crazy about that. Maybe there's something I want to change here. So when you see it in front of you, sometimes it's a different perspective. So you're answering those questions. You're writing down your goals. You're doing your checklists to make sure you're accomplishing your goals. We talked to you about creating your 3-day menu. So you should be developing that and working on that. Your workout plan, utilizing the 8 major body parts and using the exercise techniques and the routines that we talked to you about. We've offered you a free 21-day program to get you started. Nutritional menus, workout plans with all the exercise and rep schemes, the whole 9. It's everything you need. So now what? What's the excuse? Right? I mean, really, we could end the show right now. We've given you everything you need. What's the excuse? Just get out there and do it.
Hey, Tom, can you give Cristina something she needs right now? And can you throw a comment up on that Facebook link and let me see if it lets me invite you that way? It's supposed to, but it's not cooperating with the Cristina. Okay, so where are, bear with us, Facebook, because we are testing it today. Hello there, Tom. See, it does not give me an option. It lies. It's all lies. Hey, Tom, go over to MBS Connections page and see if it lets you hit live and join. Ooh. Now I ended the broadcast. Guys, this is what we call part of our action plan for the week, figuring out how to use Facebook, okay? And to get it live with our Google Hangouts.
We are going live on our YouTube channel.
Good.
So we are now on Facebook.
There's me. I'm going to definitely delete that nonsense later. That's most certainly happening. We'll probably just save that for me and Tom to giggle at later. But yeah, Tom is right. We could end the broadcast. We could end the broadcast right now. It's really to a point where it's like, get shit or get off the pot. That was like the moral of my blog this morning. Shit or get off of the pot, because you hear every excuse in the book. And, I have people who have been through severe trauma in their life, who have gone through some major health issues, some major personal issues. They do not use any excuses whatsoever to why they can't get things done. They still do what they have to do, even on the hard days. So when I hear perfectly healthy, for the most part, individuals who have gifts and talents and have value to offer come up with the most nonsense of excuses. Here's my personal and all-time favorite, Tom. I don't know about you, but I will tell you that my favorite, it might let you invite me if you can get onto the page and go live. You should be able to. You have admin rights. I think my all-time favorite is when I'm working with people in the leadership department and in the business development department. When it's other health and fitness professionals and holistic health practitioners that are giving us the excuses that in the industry we are not supposed to tolerate as their coaches and trainers, then we're supposed to break the myths for them. And then those very individuals are using those excuses as to why they are not getting their personal goals or their professional goals met. So I have, I think, even less patience with people that are in the field giving those excuses. I don't know what your thoughts are, Tom, whether for you it's the clients or it's on a professional level.
Yeah, on the professional level, it is frustrating because we're supposed to be setting the example. And so I see that in my profession as a teacher, in the fitness industry. As a teacher, I'd say it's very disheartening to see that, to see someone who's closed-minded, who is of the fixed mindset, when they don't really even understand the different types of mindsets, and they just do things out of habit. It's also very sad from my personal life seeing those around me. So whether it's family members or just friends. You know, I know there was a situation today with my wife, and there's just people in our lives that are, you have the great term, energy vampires, and it's just like they can ruin the whole day because they suck the life out of everybody around them because of their own personal issues. But they're always doing this. They're always pointing in opposite directions. Not me. Not me. It's them. If it wasn't for this person, my life would be great. So think about in your life. We all have to do that. Where in our lives are we pointing and blaming other people when it always comes down to us? It's always our responsibility on how we act and how we react. And that's a hard thing to understand, Cristina. It's really, we like to play the victim. We're always playing the victim. It wasn't me. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, that might be my biggest pet peeve. I can't believe this happened to me. This happened to me. I can't believe he did this to me. That's awful. I firmly believe that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. When you happen to you, you play the victim. When they happen for you, it's a learning experience. And it's an opportunity to grow. As terrible as a situation may be, there's always something that can grow out of that situation. Right? No matter how awful it is. It might be painful, extremely painful right then and there. The pain might last for a long time. But there's something positive that comes out of it. There's something. And that's our job, is to look. I mean, not to be, put a black cloud over anything in our conversation, but when you hear people that get sick and they have a disease and so forth, it's awful. And it's awful that they have to go through that. But then think about what happens when they turn around and they start bringing attention and awareness to their local communities about a particular disease. And then you start doing fundraisers, and there's walkathons, and they're raising money for all the studies for the scientists to find a cure. That's what it's about. That's taking a situation and bringing awareness to it and growing from it, where everybody can grow. Right? And that's really what it's about. Is we have a responsibility to find our place in this world, and some people have to go through some pretty crappy stuff to find their place. But ultimately, if they can make that into a positive experience, and you can make your situation into a positive experience where you can help those around you grow and develop and help others.
We are going live on our YouTube.
We are having such technical difficulties tonight. All right, guys, we are having such technical difficulties. So here's where I'm at. I'm deleting that video because I said I was, and I meant it, on Facebook. And we are going to figure out what our Facebook issue is at another time so we don't hold up our YouTube subscribers. It's hysterical. Sorry. Okay. So now that that's off the air and Christina's mind is at peace and all I have to focus on is you guys here and Tom, I don't want to sound hypercritical, and I don't think Tom does either. But we've been in the field long enough to know, okay, what can happen to people in our field. The burnout rate for trainers, for coaches, for holistic health practitioners is super high. We see it all the time. We see perfectly educated, gifted people who really have a lot of value to offer, who are by far, hands down, better than the average person. They are amongst the elite, or at least they have the potential to be amongst the elite in their fields. And they completely throw everything out the window because A, they don't practice what they preach. And I said it 100 times. And so we're going to spend, I think, Tom, the remainder of today's Fall Through Friday asking each other questions about development and what we're doing to avoid the pitfalls, because I think this is one of those things where we're just going to get honest about what we do and our circumstances so people can identify with us as individuals and as professionals. So I don't have a lot of people who were with me at the beginning of MBS Connection, okay, or MBS Association. As far as my friends and family were concerned, I was crazy. Beyond maybe liking my page, okay, there was no support for them. Why are you starting a business in this economy? Or, here's the best, they would go out and get these crazy medical procedures, okay, instead of just asking someone that they're related to that you would think that they would have enough trust and confidence and respect for on how to address whatever their issue was at the time. So I didn't have a whole group of cheerleaders, okay, around me, but I still did it. I didn't base my choices on what others thought I should do with my life. And I've hit some bumps in the road just like every other business owner has, okay? Where there were times where there was nobody to lean on. You pull in staff, ask friends for help. Nobody's around. Nobody's gonna help you realize your dream. So you better get up off your ass to realize your dream on your own. Tom, can you identify with that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when we talk about, let me step back. When we're talking Monday through Friday, I almost feel like this is for me. Everything that we talk about is for me. It's not just something I'm sharing because of my experience and, hey, I have some knowledge to give. It's because I need it as well. We all need it. We all need it. So there's things that I need to work on in my life. So, you talk about how we practice what we preach. Well, I exercise every day. I have to. If not, I feel out of place. I feel out of whack. Right? It's my time. I come down here into my little domain and I get my workout in. If it's for a half hour or if it's for an hour, depending on how much time. A lot of times I wind up working out right before we go on air. And that's why I get so fired up. So I come on air and I'm all pumped up. My body feels good. My brain feels good. My mind is going. Right? So I'm exercising every day. I eat pretty well. There's times when I'm really super disciplined, and there's other times where I'm like 70, 80%. And that's cool for me. For me, I like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I eat what I'm supposed to. 20% of the time I can enjoy what I like. For me, that's like my coffee in the morning. I love to have my coffee in the morning. Right? So that's part of my 20. Right? And then when I'm at school, I'm at work every day, I go with a big backpack. And, it looks like I'm going to school. I'm a teacher. I got books and papers. No, man, that's all food. It's about a gallon of water and juices and shakes and 2 or 3 meals. I got breakfast. I got mid-morning lunch. I got afternoon lunch. I got everything in there, right? Because for me, I need a lot of fuel. I need a lot of fuel. And when I'm away from home from 6 o'clock in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon, I need to eat 4, 5, 6 times, right? So that's as far as, taking care of the physical body. So I eat pretty well and I exercise every day. For my mind, I'm reading. I'm trying to read as much as I possibly can, even if it's for 10 or 15 minutes before I go to bed to unwind. I like to I meditate as much as possible, just to clear my thoughts. Especially if your mind is always going, and that's completely normal. It's just to quiet the mind a little bit, quiet the body. Just take a few deep breaths. You ever get into bed and you just go, just take a big deep breath. Well, that's normal. Your body needs that oxygen. So taking some deep breaths, spending a few minutes just sitting or laying down, relaxing. It doesn't have to be this mind-blowing spiritual experience. It's a physiological experience. Just to sit and be still and breathe. Let your body just reconnect. We're always floating. We're always running, going from here to there, right? And then we never stop. Sometimes you just need to stop, feel the ground, whether it's standing or sitting or laying down. Just let your body sink to the ground and breathe and be there and become connected. Come connected to the earth and just be heavy and still. So I like to do that a lot. You know, and then again, these talks. Christina's my coach, right? So you guys, we talk about coaching and mentoring and reaching out to those who can guide us. Well, she's my coach, right? So communicating with her, doing the tasks that we assign to you guys, guess what? Those are my tasks as well, right? So again, this talk is almost as much for me as it is for you guys, if not more so, right? Because again, it comes back to, if I can't take care of myself, then how am I supposed to help you guys? So Cristina, what are some of the things that you do in your daily routine to make sure that you're ready to go to be your best?
Well, we all know that Cristina has an obsession. That's right, I said obsession. I think obsession can be a perfectly healthy word, okay, with Grant Cardone. So I listen to Grant on YouTube. Yes, every day. I need my dose of Grant, okay? Some people need coffee. Cristina needs Grant, okay? I'm dead serious. I also read and do his activities. Everybody knows I pull it out on every episode. I will save you tonight on doing it. Right now, I'm living with 10X, but I have Sell or Be Sold under here and a couple other books, The Millionaire Booklet, a few other Grant Cardone published training materials on the bottom of my desk here, because I'm living with Grant this year. Okay, as far as training, we talked about that on one of the Thermal Thursday episodes and on one of the Mindset Monday episodes, where you can follow a bunch of people and get training materials from various people, but you should really marry someone for at least a year. Okay, get everything you can on your mentor, and just until you know it, not learn it, until you know it, don't move on to anything else. People have this habit, and I'm going to get back to it. Tom, remind me to get back to the habit that people have of skimming through. And then when you try to discuss a topic with them or an activity with them, oh, I know that, I did that. But you can see that they didn't, because if they did, they wouldn't be in the situation they are, and they wouldn't be handling things the way they're handling it. So I have my Grant Cardone YouTube. I have my book that I work on and his activities at the end of the chapter. I also am working a fourth step, which we explained that we have the MBS Steps to Success program, which is my version of a 12-step program for people that are making massive, explosive lifestyle transformation. This is not a program for people who are going to make excuses, and I'm working it with my coach so that she holds me accountable. And so she calls me on my shit, okay? But the fourth step, if you think the 96 thesis is thorough, Tom, wait till you see the fourth and fifth steps. It is literally, mind blown. It is extremely detailed, because we're getting to the nitty gritty. So I have to write every day also. And I don't mean like my blogs or, my little blurbs for our pages and whatnot. I mean, this is about me, my assets, my liabilities, things I need to work on, things that I'm struggling with. And because we're getting real tonight, I have zero tolerance for people who make excuses. And the part of my head that says you're a coach, find compassion and empathy for people, it has the other side that says fuck this. You don't want time wasters. You're in the business of success and developing other people who are successful as well. So I battle sometimes with that fine line, especially when I have people come to me that I do have some sort of personal relationship with because we've networked together through the years, where I want to give them more chances than they deserve. Tom knows that's something that I have struggled with over the last year. Not clients. I have no problems booting a client at a program, but in my networking group, sometimes I give people more opportunities than they need to have. So what I've done is not done that lately, but I have to work at that every day, not to hear excuses. And if I hold myself accountable to a certain standard, guess what? I really don't want to roll with anyone that doesn't meet that that level either, because all they're going to do is drag me down in their excuse making. So I work out, I eat right, I listen to my Grant Cardone, I read my Grant Cardone, I do an activity, I work on my 4th step, I journal because I'm working on my assets and liabilities. And then I run a business. In fact, I'm running 2. So my days are pretty full. Tom, besides that, any more questions for the Cristina? Tom likes to ask Cristina questions and put her on the spot, and Cristina loves it.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Why?
Why? Let's see. Why? Okay, so my honest answer, because this is about getting real, right? We're on Real Talk, is I found myself in 2013 after we'll call it an accident for now. You can read my autobiography to find out the details in the future, okay? But after an accident, I was in pretty bad physical and mental health. But no matter how broken I was, literally everything was like broken. No matter how broken I had this will to not be defeated and this desire to want something more. So after making a major change and relocating to an area that I wasn't sure what I was going to do when I got here, I got a job working for a for-profit company that ran, charity events, galas for not-for-profit organizations, which was really rewarding work, but there was something missing. And that was, why wasn't I working in the field anymore? Why wasn't I working in my own industry anymore? So I had this like nagging feeling and I wasn't satisfied. I had a huge void. And that's when I took the leap and opened MBS. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of supporters. Okay, my boss at that time was like, "You crazy opening a business right now?" She didn't want me to leave where I was working. My family thought I was crazy, especially in the county that I moved to. But I felt like I had an obligation to myself and others. I knew that the work I've done with people in the past, how much that changed their lives. I knew what a difference I made. I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew what I had lived through and the excuses that I didn't accept for myself. And I knew that that would be an important role for me to play in other people's lives, to say no matter what, happens, no matter how bad your physical condition could be, no matter how depressed you get because of it, no matter how many challenges you may face, you can do it. You can do it even if you're the only person in your corner. And I did it. And I did it because I knew I had a responsibility to myself and to others. That's my story.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. So
go
ahead.
No, I was going to say you had something you want to talk about with habits.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I had a coaching session a few weeks back. And this is for our business people out there, okay? Because you're going to come across a lot of people who say they're self-starters, say they're motivated, they want to network, and at the end of the day, they don't do anything. And I had a coaching session with this individual, and we were going over their whole sales process, okay? Trying to get them to understand that they had to get to know their clients and what their clients were looking for and what the clients were struggling with and how to handle their clients or potential clients when they called in. And basically, we have this script that MBS developed, okay? And this is a sales thing. So yes, we're going into sales, but that's part of life, so we'll deal with it, okay? And it was a sales script, and it works. It works. I mean, our sales closings are ridiculous. Mine are ridiculous. And it's because the script is client focused. It is not us focused. It is basically addressing all the questions and concerns people have that are seeking out our help. And it's jam-packed with the kind of information that any trainer or any coach that's worth anything should be giving to people they're talking to, whether they close a deal or not. Okay? That's why it works, because we get to the nitty-gritty and we're actually giving people valuable information that they could start changing right away. And I'm making suggestions while we're going through the script. And, oh, I say this and I say that. Remember, we go into the business and we evaluate the business, okay? We already see how they interact with their customers and how they're carrying themselves. So I know for a fact that, and a point to all this, is that they weren't doing those things. That person was in a fixed mindset. And then I said, why don't you pick up? Because I don't need to have all the answers. So I tried a different approach. Why don't you go pick up Grant Cardone? And they said, oh, I read that book. Well, if you read that book, you wouldn't be trying to sell your business. You would be scaling, you'd be in the process of scaling your business up. And we would be having a completely different conversation today on it. So look, the bottom line is stop acting like you know everything. Pick up your training material. Go through it. What did I say, Tom? I might read it 3 times, the same chapter, and do the activity on it. I don't pretend that I know everything because I read it very quickly, not absorbing the information. I'm not looking to learn it to pass a test or to pass a conversation. I'm looking to know it so that I can understand the in and outs of it and implement it. So that's the whole key to what we're trying to do at Real Talk on Monday through Friday. We're breaking down each week by evaluation, because that's a big step. Okay, and getting honest and being thorough. We're also talking about how to take action steps immediately. Simple action steps that you can take immediately so that you don't get stuck in that fixed mindset like that individual did, where they felt like they needed to know all the answers. Why are you asking me to coach you and evaluate your business if you're going to try to one-up me in every conversation? And if you were doing the things that I was telling you to do or making the suggestions, we wouldn't be having these conversations. We would be having other conversations about your business. So it really comes down to, when you ask for the help, take the help. And that's part of the development step. That's why we go into week 3, development. Know who you are, know where you want to be, know what it takes to get there. That's evaluating. Immediate action steps, doing the work, seeking out the training material, the mentors, the coaches, the trainers, okay? Those are immediate action steps. Changing your routine by simple things. We gave you daily schedules. trackers, goal setters, evaluation tools to use. We even give you food plans and workouts, okay? And then going into accountability, your last week, where we're gonna teach you next week on how to ask questions in all these areas so that you're not being sold on motivation. I think I wrote a piece on that in my blog today too, on it, because there's a lot of gurus out there, okay? I know them, I see them. I had some in my network that I ran away. I ran away far, far, far away from them because they're not doing right by their clients. End of discussion. If you are setting the tone that you're setting in your business and you're not teachable and you're not developing and everything that comes out of your mouth is an excuse, how are you going to influence anyone? And when you are, oh, now see, Tom, now I'm going to go on a rant. Now I'm going to go on a rant, Tom, because it really pisses me off. They get lazy. Okay? They get lazy, Tom. I'm going to throw this out and I'm going to let you take over, Tom. But how lazy can a trainer be when you tell them that they are doing the fundamental movements incorrectly and so is half their class and they say, I know, I tried to teach them, they're just not listening to me. There, I did it. I said it. It's yours.
So there's a quote that I like, and you can, some people don't believe it, don't like it, whatever. I think it's true. It says there's no such thing as a bad student, only a bad teacher. And one of those things that makes a teacher bad is their unwillingness to look in the mirror. And what we were talking about before is evaluation. Are you afraid to evaluate yourself? To look yourself in the mirror and reflect on your actions, your thoughts, your words, the way that you conduct yourself on a daily basis? Are you afraid to look at those things because you're afraid of what you might see? And you know that when you do see how you are conducting yourself, that you're not going to like it, but you know that it takes a hell of a lot of work to make those changes, and you're not willing to do that. You're not willing to do that because it's too scary. It's going to be too much effort. You don't want to change, right? We hear it all the time. In my job, there's change all the time. And I've been hearing it over and over and over again lately. This is going on 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They start criticizing because they're afraid that they have to change their ways and their lifestyle, and that they're going to be taken out of their comfort zone because this is the way it's been for the last 10 years or 15 years. Well, if you're not happy with the results, then why are you afraid of change? You know that the way things have been going, that it's not bringing you success and bringing overall success to the company, to the clientele, to the students, whatever situation you're in. So why would we be afraid to make a change? Because now you're not going to get your parking spot every day? Or you're going to have to learn a new route to school? You're going to have to leave 10 minutes early? Or you have to get on a train to get to work now? I mean, you can come up with every excuse in the book that comes down to our fears. And we're afraid to change because of those fears. And that's sad. That's sad. When, we were talking about, where we are in our life and how we're always evolving. We're always changing. And I feel like, I've gotten to this point now. I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years. And I feel like I'm just starting. Right? I just put in 20 years worth of work. I'm considered pretty good at what I do. And I feel like I'm just getting started. That's pretty mind-blowing when I think about it. And sometimes when you're younger, you're in your 20s, you're just getting started, and you're like, wow, when I hit my mid-30s and 40s and mid-40s, I'm going to be I'm going to be just cruising. I'm going to be sailing. I'll be, everything will be set. And I'm there. And I realize I'm just starting now. I'm just taking what I know about myself. And now I say, you know what? I don't like this, but I like this. This is good. I can work with this. And there's a whole pile of crap that I'm like, damn, I got to make some changes here. Right? So I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking over the next 5 years, 10, 20, 30 years, that I have to make some drastic changes in my life if I want to accomplish the goals that I've set for myself. So it's very sad when we see, Cristina, when we see people that are afraid to evaluate themselves. It really comes down to just looking in the mirror and taking a look at who they are. How many people, I don't like to take pictures. Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't like to look at myself. Really? Are you that insecure that you don't like to look at yourself? Really? I mean, there's people in this world that are trying to beat you down enough. Do you have to be at the front of the line? I mean, you should be the one that's, being the most kind to yourself. Because everybody else is going to try to beat you down anyway. Right? So why are you going to contribute to that? Right? So evaluate, love yourself for your flaws. Take a look at your answers, your responses to that evaluation, and just say, hey, I got to make these changes. Now, you talked about your story before, Cristina. When I started in the fitness industry at 18, I mean, I kind of had a passion for fitness and coaching and helping people when I was in high school. But when I hit in the 18, 19 and I started in the industry, I went through college and I had bumps in the road and I had you talk about an accident. I had physical accidents and, I just kept going. Nothing stopped. It didn't even faze me, really. I was like, okay, this happened. Moving on. Let's go. What's next? Opened my own business at 24 with some partners and stuff. Teaching came along a few years later. Got married, had kids, and I'm still developing. I developed myself professionally. And every time I came to a bump in the road, it was just like, okay, what's next? All right, so this didn't work out. What's next? What am I going to do? How can I make the next phase better? How can I make it work? Right? So, and that's where I'm at now. I'm at this phase in my life where I love my job, my career as a teacher. I love what I do every single day. I have a passion for fitness and exercise and teaching that and helping people, just like we're doing here with Real Talk and with the blog and with MBS Connection. So I found another vehicle to help the masses, to help people, to help them go through the process of evaluation and say, hey, it's okay. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to have flaws. Now let's take those things that we want to improve and turn them into opportunities to get better. And that's what we're here to do. And I plan on doing that for the rest of my life. Whatever form that takes, Cristina, I don't know. Maybe it's MBS for the next 40 years. Right? Maybe we turn into a multinational corporation. Who knows? Right? We're going to be around the world.
We may. We have followers. We have over 3,000 of our followers are international followers right now. Out of the 500 followers that we have so far to date, which I think is pretty cool, FYI. And a lot of them are finding their way to your page, Tom. That makes me so excited because I love when they follow you too. See, I share. I don't want all the attention. It doesn't all have to be the main page. I like the Tom. I like the team. Okay? Everyone should get love. Everybody should get likes and comments and loves and messages and thumbs up and follows. It would be nice. A lot of them are international, so who knows? We speak multiple languages, so why not? I mean, I didn't think I was going to run a successful personal training business on my own. I knew I was going to do well. I just didn't realize how well I was going to do. And then when I did that well, I was like, wow, I could do more. And then I did more. And now I have 2 businesses and I have multiple departments in each. And I have great partners, which was, you know, some trials and tribulations there, because you get people come in, you get people leave, you get people come in, you get people leave. It's got to be the right people. It's got to be people that, you know, have a vision of their own, and your vision and their vision are aligned, and you communicate well with one another, and God, good things can happen when that comes about. And we have that right now. We have Tom is an awesome partner for Real Talk and for the blogs and so many of MBS Association and MBS Connection as a whole. Like, he's got his hands in a few places with me. DMB Catering for our MBS Nutri Delivery department. We have a partner for our skincare department. They're actually an ambassador who's taking a bigger role in MBS because, you know, people marry into us and give us their children. Literally. You know, literally that happens. And it's a family. It's great when you're around a lot of like-minded people. So I don't know. Basically, the moral of this Follow Through Friday is we have given you all the tips. We're going to continue to give you the tips. If you can't dedicate some time to listen to the videos, to take the suggestions, to utilize the tools, to look at yourself, to do the work for yourself, you have really nobody else to blame, and you are that negative Nancy and that energy vampire that we're always talking about. You are that one. And if you don't want to be that one, then you know what you need to do to change. Do what you don't do. Do what makes you uncomfortable. Take action. Like, literally take action, not talk. There's a lot of talk out there. I hear a lot of talk from a lot of people and very little action. So, and Tom and I have both been around, you know, on a long time. He's got over 20 years. I've got over 11 years in the industry. By far, we're not babies. We've seen it all. We've worked with it all, both on both ends of the business. We're working with, we have some really great marketing partners now and advertising partners. I didn't want to leave them out over at Lynchpin Sales. Because really, I have great people in my life and great teams. So we've got some really exciting things going on, and we are going to keep giving you more and more, because with the more that we get blessed on our end, the more we are going to keep blessing everybody else and just giving out as much as we can. And we want you guys to give that to other people and to stop making excuses. And we're going to keep getting real, and every once in a while, we're going to have Follow Through Fridays where we talk about where we're at with these things. Because guess what? Tom and I are not robots. We're not perfect. We're human beings. We've had our own journeys. We've had bumps. We've had obstacles. We've had challenges. When we tell you to do something, it's because we did it. We have already lived it. We're living it and still doing it. And right now, I'm scaling 2 businesses up. Trust me, there are obstacles that come my way. There are challenges that come my way. But guess what? And Tom will tell you, every day, I know, because he checks to make sure that I write my blog every day, okay? Or that I'm on time for Real Talk. So I might coach him, but he keeps me in check too, okay? So every day I get up and do what I have to do. He's thumbs upping me right now. Whether I'm tired or not, I don't give excuses. I just get up and do it. And with that, thanks, Tom, for joining me on Follow Through Friday. Guys, we got a really exciting week coming up next week. Hope you guys are there. Tom, thank you.
Thank you, Cristina. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Again, check us out all across the social media spectrum, from Facebook at MBS Connection, MBS Tom Galan, MBS Cristina Ramillo, Instagram, Twitter. What else am I missing?
Tumblr.
Yeah, email us at info@mbsconnection.org, Tom at mbsconnection.org, Cristina at mbsconnection.org. You know, check out our blogs on tomgalan.com and CristinaRamillo.com. We have a million ways to get to us, share us. And now, remember what Cristina said. It's not just, you know, check us out or try it, dip your toe in the water. You got to jump all in. You got to try us. You got to take us on. Take all of us on. Be with us each week, each night at 9 o'clock. Read the blogs. Do the work. Do the work. There's nothing more we can say than just do the work.
I could say one more thing, Tom. Stop giving excuses. It makes me crazy.
All right, everybody. Good night. Christina,
Night.
good night.
Night, Tom.